So today's kind of an exciting day because I'm doing a lot of like car maintenance because we're about to do a big trip to Virginia and then Philadelphia, which also means I'm starting a new job. And I'm like super excited about this. So today we're gonna do a lot of automotive maintenance on the FJ to kind of get this thing dialed in so we're ready to go. Close to another 1,500 mile trip. And this one's a little more exciting because Milo's gonna be coming along. So right now I'm just kind of tired because I had a flat tire. Getting that fixed, and they're also gonna go ahead and get the tires rotated because vehicle maintenance, you just really can't beat it. So let's get that taken care of, and then an oil change is coming. So one of the things I got to do while preparing for this trip, an oil change on the FJ. And I'm not like a mechanic by any means, but my philosophy is if somebody else can figure it out, then so can I. So I've never paid for any kind of like mechanical work, but it's all, I mean, we have this awesome resource that's available to almost everyone. It's called Google and YouTube. So people like give an excuse of like, oh, I don't know how to do something, or I just don't have the ability to do that. We all have the ability to figure out a lot of different things, so your excuse to not be able to do something is almost obsolete now. So this is going to be a little bit of an insight for you guys on how I changed the oil in the FJ. It's actually very self-explanatory in my opinion, but the reason I got into doing it is because it only cost me like $30 to change the oil in the FJ versus $120 is what it was in Albuquerque, New Mexico when we did it for our trip in Death Valley. So I'm all for saving a buck, and plus I know a skill. So the more you know, the more valuable you are. That's the way I look at it. So let's get to this. So you don't have to use ramps. I just prefer that way because I like to have as much room as possible while getting in, while doing all of this stuff. Ramps are the most simple for me versus using jacks and jack stands. I will bring my jack out to kind of bring it all level so the oil will seep out as much as possible. Because if it's tilted downward, then the oil is going to get stuck in the back of the oil pan and you're not going to get all of it out. So for us, some FJs have a skid plate right underneath to protect the oil pan. So that's going to be first things first, just take that off. Now that that's done, we got the drain plug, the oil pan. Let's get this sucker taken off. I drained the oil, got the new plug in. Now I'm about to put the skid plate back on for the oil pan, and then I'm going to drop the oil filter. One thing that drop the oil filter. One thing I do want to talk about the oil filter is this little tool right here. The first like 3 oil changes, I was fighting this beast to get that oil filter out. But this little coupler right here, it's got these notches in it, is made specifically for Toyota, and it makes this job so much easier. Like you just put this onto your ratchet, unscrew it, it bites onto the filter a heck of a lot better than you can get any kind of grip on there. So I highly recommend this. I got this from like AutoZone or Advanced for like $8, $9 or whatever. It makes a world of difference. So definitely suggest this. So yeah, it's not like this job is actually like hard. It's just you care enough to take the time to kind of learn how to do it. And that's the one thing I've kind of learned about a lot of different stuff that I'm into. I'm into quite a few different hobbies. But we were in Chicago and we were sitting on top of the Willis Tower and we were looking across the way, and like you're on like the 96th floor or something of the Willis Tower, and just looking out and seeing everything that people have made and developed, and companies and jobs and opportunities and challenges that everyone's kind of overcome. And I was sitting there and I was like, what makes any of these people better or worse than me? It's like, if they have the ability to get through it and do it, why can't I? So that's just kind of the philosophy and ideas that I've had going through anything. It's like, if I care enough and want to try to do something, then in today's society, there's nothing enabling me to be able to do that, because I have the ability to read, I've got a cell phone, or I've got internet connection, and almost anybody can get internet connection, whether it's the public library or even McDonald's has internet. So I've got the ability and the resources to kind of do anything I want. It's just, if I care enough to actually decide to learn and educate myself to be able to accomplish those things. I mean, I will never become a doctor because I just don't care. Like, that's just not something I'm into. But I will sit here for 12 hours tinkering underneath this hood to try to understand how to do something because I'm into it. So it's like, if you care enough to be able to want to learn something, then there's nothing stopping you to be able to do that. So if you're not happy with what you're doing and you're interested in something else, then take the time and spend the effort and to be able to accomplish the goals that you want. And that's just kind of one of the biggest things I took away from this trip, was that if somebody else figured it out, then why can't I? Just might take a little more time. You might have to work a little harder for it. So then after you do that, put in the oil, put the skid plate back, then drop the car when you're all set. And I just saved myself not only time, but a lot of money. Simple enough. Essentially, like, if somebody else is able to figure out how to do something, what makes them any different than I? They just decided to work harder for it. So that's where I'm at now. I want happiness, and I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to get that. I feel like that's my responsibility, not only for myself, but for my wife, for little Milo, for my family. It's my responsibility to be an example of what you possibly could be. And I'm excited about that. So I'm gonna work my butt off. I'm gonna learn how to do a bunch of different things. I'm gonna figure this out because somebody else did. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you don't like it. If you could, subscribe. I'm gonna start posting more content a lot more regularly. And we'll just kind of see where this endeavor goes. We're excited about our new trip. We're excited about going to Philadelphia. We're excited about my new job. It's all looking up. Thanks, guys. It's funny how fast he falls asleep now. He goes through his little throwing fits and then instantly passes out. But he does really enjoy car rides. Mama's gonna go get some food for us, and I'm gonna do some work so we can, I guess, progress further in life. Food and work. So appreciate you guys hanging along with us today. Lots to share, lots to come.